Are you curious if the new Les Mills Dance XR is any good?
Arms drop.
Fun? Difficult? Or how to top the leaderboards? Then you are in the right place because this is everything you need to know about Les Mills Dance XR. Dance XR introduces you to the always playful group of Les Mills star instructors, and you're immediately brought to your first class.
Okay, check this out. You're gonna love this.
Straight out of the gate, it becomes obvious that this is not like any VR dance game available. But let's start in the top right corner. The first recommended class was training, and I decided to give it a try. The training differs from the introduction, so if you take your first class and find yourself lost in the choreo and cues, the training is a great extension of the tutorial. It also allowed me to test out a few different game features. As you would expect when entering a live Les Mills dance class, the description of the dance moves come from the instructor. There's no preview panel or countdowns that indicate what is happening next. It's just you, the music, and your instructor. You do, however, get glowing orbs and trails that help guide the movements of your hands, elbows, and even feet. The orbs are visible in front of your instructor as well as in your play space. There is a lot more to say about these orbs and why they are important, but I will get into those details later on. Dance of any genre consists of different moves being combined to create combinations and eventually routines. Les Mills Dance XR works the same way. The started-up group classes introduce you to simple moves and short combination. The build-up is slow and steady and will make any dance novice feel successful and make veterans feel like they can really get into the groove. Looking at the different categories of the classes, my first impression was that the length of the classes was what determined the rating, but I knew this needed to be tested.
The beats are heavy. Round they go.
We're linking the two combos together to make one massive combo. Again, pull.
Clearly, the Groove Pro referred to more than just the number of songs in the playlist. The game features 4 different studios, each with different musical genres and styles of dance. Pop has light, smoother moves. Jam is similar but a little bit more hit and definition. Club brings out the high energy of techno and EDM. And Vibe is dominated by Latin rhythms and moves. Each category features its own unique studio setting and classes of different difficulties. Okay, so now that you've been grooving out for a little bit, you notice there's a second tab on the menu board. Choreo features unique classes that are broken down similarly to what we already know from the groove section, but if you're looking for a started out or intermediate easier classes, you might as well be chasing rainbows. But that doesn't mean that a pot of gold isn't already right in front of you. Choreo classes are longer sessions of about 20 minutes. These classes are taught in the traditional chunking style of dance, where shorter combinations of moves are grouped together in chunks, only to be eventually pieced together into a longer routine. Even though these classes may seem intimidating and difficult to begin with, they are also taught by the best of the best.
Ready? Shuffle, shuffle, turn.
The choreo classes are everything I love about dance and the perfect display of what makes Les Mills Dance XR so different from any other VR dance app or game out there. The scoring system is all about those large floating orbs. I have to admit, I kind of hated them the first time I played. But after a few classes, I have learned to make them my best friend. Here's how. There are 3 types of orbs, or visual movement indicators. The cloud-looking guides, small circular guides, and the large circular orbs. The orbs are there to help guide your movement. They are presented 2 times in your game scene, once in front of you and once in front of your instructor. Each color corresponds to the matching hand, blue for the right, pink for the left. They are always presented in a single plane. That means that even though the move you are doing has depth, the orbs won't represent that. It's like the orbs are being painted on a glass wall at the front of the stage, and it doesn't matter how far away from that glass wall your hand is, as long as your hand lines up with the same colored orb, you will get the points. So in short, your hand doesn't actually have to touch the orb for you to get points, just align it with them. It makes so much more sense once you start playing. Because yes, the orbs are how you score points. Having your hands within the large round orbs on time will count as a successful move. You can confirm this either by the haptic feedback in your controllers or by the visuals of the expanding rings. Hitting each LARP orbs give 100 points. Keeping a streak going will power up your lightning bolt until you hit fire mode.
Add some chest here.
Being in fire mode is indicated with encouraging yellow effects and is maintained as long as you keep hitting the target. But even if you miss one or two, you're not kicked back to the beginning, so maintaining or regaining fire mode becomes easy once you've accomplished it. And it definitely is an accomplishment getting it. Some of these combinations are not easy, so it feels great having that added glowing shine to the scene, even if it doesn't actually give you any more points. For any detailed points and scores, you have to move out of solo mode. Leaderboards with cumulative points are available if you choose to play in one of the two social modes. Friends mode will prioritize partnering you up with people from your Quest or Meta follower and friends list, while World will open it up to anyone who's previously done the class. You will then be matched with the replays of 4 other players with levels similar to yours. Your level is indicated on your profile board and is a representation of how many classes you have completed and your experience within the app. Playing in social mode is pretty much exactly the same as playing in solo mode, except you have the leaderboard on your right, which shows your accumulated points and how they compare to the other players in your lobby. The leaderboard also shows which players are in fire mode. This is where you can get more information about how well you are doing in each class. But it also leads us to one of the main problems with this app. I absolutely love dance fitness, and I've been participating in Les Mills dance programs and body jam for over a decade. It makes me so happy to see that Les Mills FitXR did not shy away from the dance moves I am used to seeing. And even though there's no foot tracking yet, the choreography still includes foot and leg movements, which are so important for that holistic dance feeling. Because I am so familiar with the style and format, even the most difficult classes in Les Mills FitXR comes a little too easy. Okay, so not truly easy. I struggled plenty and missed several orbs, and I definitely didn't look half as graceful as Summer and Bianca, but I was still getting 100% marks and a no fail on the scoreboard. Even when filming this and deliberately skipping orbs to test out the scoring system, I ended up with 100% at the end. I actually thought the scores weren't working for a while because I didn't seem to fail. And I'm not telling you this to be braggy. I'm just bringing it up because it shows that there might not be enough detail or sensitivity in the scoring system. It doesn't matter if you are new to dance or been dancing your whole life. Measurable progress is empowering. And right now, there's nowhere for me to go. Even though I repeat a class and my score might improve, there's no way for me to track it. And the only thing that shows up on the class board is performance in stars. I also want to highlight that this is something I am experiencing at the point of release. Because the Les Mills and Otters Lab has shown us previously through Body Combat VR how they listen to the community, and they've previously added tracking and stats and analytics based on community feedback. And I'm confident they're still listening and will be doing that again. Even though the scores aren't as detailed as I would like, and even if the orbs were confusing at first, I find that I am just drawn to this app. The gamification and escape that only VR allows for are so motivating and makes it easier to start moving. Even when recording for this video, I had several instances where I would jump in for 1 or 2 minutes just to grab a quick recording of something very specific, only to find myself dancing until my battery died and my work clothes were drenched in sweat. Dancing in VR truly allows you to just let loose and be free in your body. And even though I am confident that you can crush the Get Started groove classes and work your way up to a Choreo Pro, I understand if that might seem intimidating. If it does, and you're still interested in dancing in VR, then this might be an app for you.